Hey y'all, this is Amanda with She's a Mad Gardener, and today I'm super excited to be starting one of my new series where I'm going to be showing you some thrifted items that I've purchased for my garden, for my plants, for my home, things along those lines. When I say thrifting, I kind of think of a couple of different directions. Definitely like thrift stores, obviously, Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, garage sales, vintage and antique fairs, all of those types of things. Even just driving down the street and getting something off of the side of the road, that is thrifting. So when I say thrifting, it encompasses a wide variety of things. And for me, a lot of things I'm thrifting are things that I'm going to utilize in my garden, things that I want to add floral to or utilize in my house, and things that can be repurposed for something other than what they are originally made at. So today I want to start by showing you guys some of the items that I've found along the way. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so you know when my latest videos are up. And also, if you didn't know, I'm also on Instagram and TikTok under She's a Mad Gardener. So let's get started. Okay. So I have been obsessed with brass as of late. I can remember brass back in my parents' house in the 80s and plants and things along those lines. So I found some brass pieces to kind of start off with. This one right here was $3.99 at the thrift store, but it was also a 20% off day, so I got it for $3. It's a small brass container. I can put a plant in here. I can utilize this as a vase. It has a hammered look and has a little bit of a detailing in the front, which I thought was good. At the bottom, it says solid brass, made in India. It looks like it has a tag, and it was purchased for $1 maybe from a garage sale first, and then donated to the thrift store or something like that. But I did get this for $3.99 and I love it. Okay, secondly, I got this next little pot for $3.99, 20% off, so $3 total. On the bottom, it has a tag that says $5.79. The tag looks pretty stinking old. I like this one particular pot. I thought it would be really great for a plant or a vase, but it has these sweet little ornate feet at the bottom and these two little loops, and on the loops handles on the sides it shows like a little bitty lion on them, which I think is fabulous. I do not intend on shining these up. I like the patina, I like how they look, and so that's how I will end up keeping them. So when I found this one, it made me think, okay, I've got two brass pots so far. A lot of times when people are donating a bunch of stuff, they're not just donating one item, they're dropping off several of a collection, which I feel is what happened with this. So I ended up getting this larger brass container. I ended up getting it. It was regularly priced at $7. I ended up getting this one for 50% off. It does not have any kind of marking on the bottoms, but it does feel like solid brass. And it has these beautiful details, almost like a dragon type thing. It's definitely not a tiger, but a dragon type of look. But I think this turned out beautifully, and for less than $7 or half off, I got it for $3.50. I mean, come on, y'all, look at the size of this. Isn't that fabulous? Okay, and then my last brass piece today was this larger bin. It says made in Holland. It has its original price tag on the bottom of $39.95. It is a large brass container. I got it, the regular price was $14.91 at the thrift store, and I got it for half off, so about $8 or $7.50. Not bad for a thing that was originally $39.95. And this is definitely a large container. This is definitely something I would utilize to put a large scale plant in, or I can put blanket straping out of it. I can utilize it in a lot of different ways. It could even be turned upside down and used as a side table or a plant stand, which would be pretty cool too. So a lot of times when I'm at the thrift store or something along those lines, I pick up fabrics and blankets and stuff. And for a lot of people, they don't like that because they're worried about bringing something into their home. When I bring these into my home, I make sure that I tie them in a plastic bag for, I do 5 days. So I tie them in a garbage bag for 5 days, basically suffocating anything that might be living in it or anything like that. And then I wash them as well. But the reason I like to do this kind of stuff is if I am going to put a blanket outside per se, like on my front porch, which if you've seen any of my porch decorating videos, you know I go all out. there's not any kind of worry of ruining something. I know that I didn't pay very much for it. I am giving something a second life. And so if it does get wet, it's not the end of the world. So I ended up getting this beautifully hand crocheted blanket, which I just thought was stunning. It's a little bit smaller than a twin size blanket, but I ended up getting it for, the regular price was $5 and it was half off day. So I got it for $2.50. And if you pay attention to design world at all, these colors are hot. These kind of muted neutral tones, a little bit of dusty blue worked in with some taupes and a little bit of dusty rose, but absolutely beautiful. And I think this will be a great throw for out on the front porch when the chilly weather finally gets here to Texas. And then I also found this particular piece, which is almost like, I don't know if it's handmade. I'm not sure. It has a lot of holes in it. It's got some rips in it. Don't get me wrong. I mean, this is definitely well loved. I don't know if it's machine made. I mean, I would think maybe machine woven, but I ended up getting this for just a couple of dollars. And I love the Southwest feel of it, of these little people on the sides and the eagles. I thought it was really pretty, and I like the green color. And I think this will be fun to utilize in my house as well. Okay, let's talk baskets. Now, truthfully, if you enjoy thrifting, garage selling, Facebook Marketplace, any of those things, you should never buy a new basket ever again. You should always buy the vintage old ones. So here's a couple of baskets I ended up putting. I think these were from Goodwill. I ended up getting them for a couple of dollars each. And I love utilizing baskets for plants. So I love to pot these up with a layer of moss, soil, fill them with plants, give them as a gift, or utilize them on my own porch. And I think they're just such sweet containers. I don't stress about how long the basket's gonna last. A lot of people have asked, but aren't you gonna ruin the basket? Y'all, this was at a thrift store, okay? This is at a thrift store. It had been given up. Nobody loved it. I got it for $1. If it lasts me another 2 years as a pot, fantastic. I think I've given that a second life. I have no expectation that these are gonna last years and years and years and years. If they do, great. If they don't, that's okay too. That's one of the joys of thrifting or buying things for a lesser price is you don't have that stress of, hey, if it doesn't work out, you know, it's not the end of the world. So I love utilizing baskets to hold, of course, organizing things, but I love to put plants in them. Succulents are fabulous in baskets. Okay, and then for this latest haul, I ended up with 2 vessels for flower arranging. And like I said before, if you have watched my channel, you know I'm obsessed with flower arranging. So these are 2 completely different vessels. This vase right here is handmade, and it's made by, cannot read their last name, but it was made in 1977, which is at the bottom. I ended up getting this. It was labeled $6.96, and I ended up getting it for half off. It's a nice heavy pot. I love the blue tones because it made me immediately think of something like a Van Gogh painting with sunflowers in it. And so I was thinking my sunflowers in this blue vase would just be absolutely beautiful. And I love handmade ceramics. For those of you who don't know, my degree is actually in sculpture, and I loved making ceramics growing up. And in college, and then afterwards, I had my own ceramic studio at my home. I did that for quite a while until all those children started showing up. But yeah, and so when I see handmade ceramics and thrift stores and stuff, my heart melts, and I immediately want to take it home and enjoy it and give it the love that somebody put into making it. So I got that one, which I thought was very cool. And then on a very opposite note, I ended up with this glass compote. Now a compote is a kind of a round shaped bowl with a foot on it. So it can be called a footed bowl. Compote is the fancy word. And it's got some type of silver plated, you know, foot at the bottom of it. It is originally priced $2.92, and I got it for half off, so about $1.50 each. I like the fluted look on this glass, especially because it will hide a lot of the stems and such in here. If I was going to arrange floral in here, I would put a big ball of chicken wire in there as my armature, and then I would arrange from this. This is a big old mama. Like this design, if I were to fill this up, I mean, this would be a big, massive design. Maybe I'll utilize this in one of my upcoming projects and really go for it and do a big honkin' floral design for you guys and show y'all how I go about that. I'm going to show you a couple of other things that are outside. One of the first things that I got as of late was a series of iron stakes, and they have almost like a candle holder type thing at the top of them. I ended up buying 7 of them at a vintage fair in McKinney, Texas a couple of weeks ago, and I picked them up because I decided I would utilize them as plant stakes in my garden, and they have been fabulous. I can just push them into the ground and utilize a little bit of twisty tie or some type of thread, I almost said thread, some type of twine to secure plants up. And they're just such a unique way of kind of approaching that kind of vision and thought. I also recently picked up another basket that I utilized in my Ode to Linda Vader, or Vader, excuse me, my Ode to Linda Vader video that I put together, and it has now been a couple of weeks and the basket is doing beautiful. It's filled in great. And so I wanted to show you guys how I utilize that in my space as well. Lastly, I wanted to show you guys my absolute favorite find. I found these on the side of the road. A neighbor was getting rid of them. I about died. I had all my kids in the car, slammed on the brakes, turned around to go back and get them. But I ended up getting 2 metal plant stands that are kind of shorter and hold 1 plant, and 2 metal plant stands that are kind of taller and hold more elongated and hold multiple plants. These were free on the side of the road. I couldn't believe it. I looked at my neighbor. I said, "You're getting rid of these?" She was like, "Yeah, I'm getting rid of them." I was like, "Can I take them all?" She said, "Go for it, girl." So I ended up picking up all of them, all 4 of them, all for free. Fabulous. And as a gardener, of course, I just had a smile on my face for the rest of the day. Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed this quick video on what I've found as of late thrifting. I'll enjoy showing you guys photos of how I utilize these in my space throughout time, and I hope that you'll see them pop up in other videos along the way. If you've recently found a fantastic thrift find, please tell me. I would love to know. Or if you're in my area, I am in the Dallas-Fort Worth area of Texas, and you know a fabulous thrift store, vintage store, antique store, I shop the whole gamut. Please list it below, let me know. As always, she's a mad gardener or decorator, or today a thrifter, or anything else that she wants to be. Thanks, y'all.